welcome to Live with Toni Talks. We have a special guest today, Carol Massenburg. Say hello.
Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Carol Massenburg.
Carol, I really enjoy speaking with you before the show started, but Carol is a SAG-AFTRA. How do you say that? If I'm saying it.
AFTRA. Right.
Okay, SAG-AFTRA actress. She is a really wonderful individual. I had the opportunity to meet with her, and I thought that she would be a really great guest on today's show. You, Carol?
Hi, my name is Carol Massenburg. I'm a SAG-AFTRA actress. I relocated to LA from New York City. You know, they say follow your dream, and here I am following my dream and pursuing a career as an actress.
So what got you started as an actress? Like, did you just wake up one day, or you were a child and you had a dream of becoming an actress, or something happened that inspired you to pursue that career field?
Something inspired me. I was working in the mailroom of a company in New York City. It was for an advertising agency, and they were looking for an African-American young with an afro to be in this movie. So the gentleman asked me if I was interested, and I said, yeah, you know. And I went on the audition, and I wasn't union or anything, so I went on the audition. And about a year later, I got a call through the temp agency that the audition I had gone on, I mean, this is really strange. The audition I had gone on as a temp, they were interested in me. And I said, you're kidding. So they all bet me $1. And I went on the second audition, and they booked me. I couldn't believe it. I had never been on the set before. I had never taken acting. I just couldn't believe it. And then after that, I said, well, I kept getting backstage and all the theatrical publications, and I started going on auditions, and then I was doing background work, and it felt good.
So you're saying you auditioned for a role, and you felt like you weren't picked for it. You went on with your life, and a year later they called you?
Yes, a year later they tracked me through this temp agency, because I had gone on to other temporary jobs.
Okay.
Yes.
So were you like, did you scream like when people, like they show in movies, did you scream? What was your reaction when they called you?
Well, actually, I thought they were kidding.
Okay.
And I said, well, did you get my number? How did you, and they said, well, so they had the agency to call me, and I went down, and I'll tell you, I'm trying to think of the guy I auditioned for. Okay, I can't think of his name right now. Reuben Cannon.
Reuben Cannon? Okay.
Yes, that's the guy.
Okay.
He was one of the gentlemen in the audition room. Yes.
So you auditioned for this part. You pretty much forgot about it. Now you get called. You go down. You're introduced to this whole new lifestyle, this whole new way of, living as far as the actress is concerned. What movie was this for?
It was the original Fame.
Fame. Okay. I know we've all heard about Fame. Huh?
I was the one with the potty mouth. I'm the one who cursed out the guy really ugly. I mean, the word came out of my mouth was so ugly. But I'm the one with the potty mouth.
So like, Fame, I want to live forever. That Fame?
Yes. The original.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Well, I kind of knew this because, I did my research. Of course I've done my research. But at the same time, you never know who you walk by in passing. It's like, I would have never known that you were the potty mouth girl on Fame. So how did it, after you had this opportunity and you started, it opened it opened up a lot of different lanes and a lot of different avenues for you. How did you go about, pursuing your career in acting? Did you go through another agency, or did you pick up a manager, or how did you proceed with that?
I stayed with the agency, but there was no work coming through.
Oh.
So I had to go back to the temporary job, working 9 to 5, 9 to 5. And finally, I landed, a few extra roles in between, which was fine. But I spoke with a consultant. This was like a management consultant about career of making enough money so that you can have a pension, you can retire, you can have your Social Security. And sure enough, I went and got myself, after a few more background jobs, and I wasn't getting any roles for, good, strong roles. I went and got myself a real job.
Okay.
And I worked there 15 years.
Okay.
Got a pension, Social Security, and after that, I was laid off, and I packed my bags. 5 years ago, I packed 2 bags, whatever fit. Everything else in the apartment, I sold it, gave it away. I sent my son to Ohio State University, and I said, LA, here I am.
How long have you been here?
5 years.
Okay, so you've been back in LA 5 years. So after, you had this great run with fame, you did a few side roles, you ended up, saying, forget this, I have to set up my life somehow. And a lot of people, when they do pursue a career in acting or in the entertainment field, they don't really think like, hey, I do need to set myself up for later in life so that I'll have things set up so that I'll be able to live when I'm not able to work at the level that I am now. So, with all of those changes and you're back in LA, what have you been doing?
Well, not last year, I think December.
Okay.
So, September, October, November, December last year, I booked 4 commercials and 1 went national.
Oh, what?
So when I say national, that means I can kick off my shoes and sit back and wait a while. That was for Nissan.
Nissan? You did a commercial for Nissan? It's pretty awesome.
So, and then I did a commercial with Flo from Progressive.
Okay, I use Progressive.
Yeah, it happened 4 months straight, September, October, November, December last year.
Okay.
So even though I hadn't worked all year,
you were able to build up that nest egg from those opportunities and to be able to sit back.
Yes.
Okay.
And while I'm here in LA, I was looking for something to do, and I walked into this restaurant called Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles.
Okay.
And they hired me on the spot because I gave them my business card that's red. I'm a host. I greet them, meet them, and see them. And that's what I do. And I created a position for myself as a host, sort of concierge at Roscoe's. And, you meet very nice, outgoing people, celebrities. So my charm and personality fit right in. And I worked on my days off or whenever I needed to take a day off from Roscoe's, piece of cake. Do my 9 to 5, do my acting job, and come back to working at Roscoe's, and it made me feel grounded. Okay. It was a good feeling because my coworkers, they didn't know I was into acting. I didn't tell them.
Okay, that was kind of like your thing. I mean, when you're dealing with something like that, the less people know, the better it is, because you can run into situations where there's jealousy or some type of animosity towards you because of your success. Have you run into that before?
I want to tell you this story right quick. I was at Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles one day, just doing my work, and I had on my gray wig. And 2 separate times, I kid you not, rappers, their people came in and asked me to be in their videos.
Yeah. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
they said, Miss, are you an actor? I said, no. They said, we're looking for a mature woman to be in this video. Are you interested? And I was like, yeah, okay. So I went on and did it both times.
Okay, so you're so you're like this hot grandma in the
yes.
in the rap video. That's pretty awesome. Do you know? Can you mention which videos those are? If our viewers were like,
No, but I'll mention it to you after the show.
Okay, definitely. Well, you see her face, so if you see her in those videos, definitely you know who that's Miss Carol Massenburg and her work. You have to keep busy. Now, with everything that's going on, have you been paying attention to the news? I have, and there's a lot of controversy surrounding. Let me just go to the slides for you guys. Okay, so if we look, just to go, before we go to the next slide, COVID-19 dues relief extension has been extended until October 26th for the SAG-AFTRA. So if you are an actress and you are registered with the SAG-AFTRA or an actor, they have extended their dues relief program until October 26th. I thought that was really interesting information if you're an out of work actor, because I know a lot of people have been put out of work due to COVID-19, but we'll discuss that in a moment, okay?
Okay.
Now, they're stating right now in Hollywood that they're having an issue with, they're calling it being colorblind casting. It says that it doesn't get a pass. I know you're familiar with Cleopatra, right?
No.
Cleopatra, the Egyptian queen?
Oh, good, yes.
Okay, and in the past they've had people play Cleopatra who weren't exactly a right fit for the role as far as ethnicity, skin color, or overall. Yes. So they've had people like Elizabeth, I forgot what her name. Why can't I think right now?
Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah, Elizabeth Taylor played Cleopatra, and you know is known for her beauty, but at the same time, you know, that was highly controversial. And they've had other actresses who weren't of a Egyptian or did not have the look of an Egyptian princess, or could be considered as an Egyptian princess, and they have been said it's almost like they're whitewashing the story of Egypt and the history of Egypt and the lineage, the heritage of the Egyptian people by having lighter complected people play, or people from different ethnic backgrounds. Now, I know that Gal Gadot, she has been mentioned as more recently being selected to play the role of Cleopatra in an upcoming movie. Are you familiar with Gal Gadot? I do not know how to pronounce her name right. Gal Gadot, are you familiar with her?
No.
Okay, so she's this Israeli actress. She has a very typical Israeli look. She doesn't really look... She kind of looks the part, but she's more on the pale side. And they're saying that, you know, they're trying to erase Egyptian heritage. And this is the first time that we've run into this. Now, the way that I want to relate to this would be a similar situation where I found a picture of you online, Carol. You'll be able to see the show afterwards, where you're dressed as a judge, right? Do you remember taking...
Yes.
So I did some snooping, and I found an image of you dressed as a judge, and I would say that it was a similar situation for people who don't understand, to where if we had you play Ruth Bader Ginsburg, rest in peace, we know she just passed, but how would you feel if you were asked to play the role of Ruth Bader Ginsburg instead of another person like Shirley Chisholm?
I would decline the role. I would decline.
You would decline, even if let's say it was a multi-million-dollar opportunity. This would set you back for the rest of your life. Let's say they're going to pay you $20 million to play Ruth Bader Ginsburg. They tell you, oh, well, we just want you to lighten your skin just a little bit, because I know that, you know, it's the industry that happens. We want you to lighten your skin a little bit, similar to what they did with the actress, I forgot who played Simone, Nina Simone. Are you familiar? I forgot her name.
I'm familiar with that, but I just want to tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
As of June 15th, SAG had a meeting. There can be no cross casting. If it's a role for a black person has to be cast in it. Also, with cartoons, if it's a black character in the cartoon, they have to use an African American.
Oh, okay. When you said the 15th, so this was just so.
This was like June 15th because as a result of being locked down, SAG has had a lot of important classes every week to bring us up to date. If there's a black person doing a stunt or a jumping, they have to hire a black stunt person.
Okay.
All makeup and hairdresser. They must have a black hairdresser and a black makeup person. Now this just became definite this year as a result of everything that has gone on. I've gone on the set where they had white people digging in my hair. So I always wore wigs because the first thing Caucasian people want to do, they want to tease your hair and put hairspray in it. We don't tease our hair.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't put hair nets, hairspray. So effective in that new rule as of June, there was so many changes in the industry, and I'm so happy now.
You're happy that so coming as an actress who started in the early 1980s till now, so have you seen leaps and bounds as far as the changes that they're making as far as diversity and inclusion?
Yeah, there's a big change, and I think the change is because more African Americans are producing and writing and directing their own shows.
Okay.
So I can easily send my picture and resume to 10 African American agents or directors, where before I would have to send them to 25 white agents and directors, and out of the 25, hopefully one would call me. So the field has broadened, but it has gone one side over here, one side over there. And I'm definitely looking for an African American agent.
Okay.
I have an agent now. He's good.
Okay, so you have a new agent now. So let's look and to just give you an idea, and she said she would decline, so that's pretty honorable idea of some of the stuff that has happened in the past. That there was the incident where Joseph played let me get his name, Joseph Fiennes and Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson played the character for Ghost in the Shell, and she is a Caucasian actress, but she was hired to play an Asian woman, and Joseph Fiennes was hired to play a white Caucasian male. Oh, and the makeup was horrible. He was hired to play Michael Jackson, which that was a pretty that was a stretch. That was definitely a stretch. So big ups to SAG-AFTRA for making those changes and making it possible for black actors, black stunt people, black makeup artists, black overall to have representation on the level that they should have had a long time ago. But it's better to have it now than not to have it at all. So let's go. Now, if we go to... Now, it's said that with everything that's happening with the pandemic and how it's changed everything and the terrain as far as actors and getting roles and trying to audition for parts, it says pandemics will make a article I found. It says the pandemic will make movies and TV shows look nothing like we've seen before. Okay, it says there are new Hollywood guidelines that include going forward all cast and crew will be tested for COVID-19 up to 3 times a week. Actors will remain at a distance as possible in scenes with masks required for anyone on set, and every set will be closed to the public with live audiences being discouraged. What do you have to say about that?
I'm very selective because I'm in that age group where they say COVID, don't come in after 60, don't come into the hospital after 60. Well, I'm over 60. So I'm not even considering acting right now.
Okay.
Only commercials, because I know commercials can be one or two people on the set. If there is a TV series, I will not consider it. It's going to be too many hands, too much contact with too many people. I can't risk. I won't take a chance and risk my life like that.
So as far as you're concerned, you basically pulled away from acting due to everything that's going on, because like you said, you're an at-risk group and you don't want to risk your health. It's not worth it. You've had your tenure, your lineage, and you're basically just pulling away. But for actors and actresses that are still in the field, I've discovered online they're saying that now, even if you audition for a role, they would have to have a setup similar to what I have in order to audition for a role. So they have to have a lighting setup, and if they're auditioning for something, then they would do their script. But it's all done remote. If someone was to try to hire you for a commercial, let's say similar to how you started in the biz, someone digs and finds your information and they say, hey Carol, we have this opportunity for you, we're going to send the equipment over and someone's going to walk you through it, how to set it up, and we want you to do this and this and this. If it was not too technical, would you take that opportunity?
Sure, because I've been home practicing already, and I stay very close in contact with Screen Actors Guild, and I understand how the program works, because I've seen 3 commercials already that were done remotely in people's homes, and SAG, the casting people had a way of merging them together to make it look like one commercial, when actually it was done in 3 separate homes. I would do that.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
I've had auditions already that I've done remotely, and I've had to send them in through WeTransfer.
You had to make it work. I'm sorry, I'm just reposting the show so that my followers can know that we are live. I love this. I love this. This is now. Let's see. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Now, what if you, so have you ever, I know this is weird and it's slightly inappropriate, but have you ever, prior to COVID-19, and I know you haven't, like you said, you haven't really been working since COVID-19, but prior to COVID-19, have you had any opportunities or scripts given to you where you would do something that you feel like you were in a compromising position, like kissing another actor, or if they wanted you to do something like Monsters Ball, would you do it?
Not me. Not me. Not Miss Carol.
She said, not Miss Carol. I will not do it. So I saw that you were on Stardust. How did that happen? And let me see if I can. Do I have permission to show a snippet from you doing auditions?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
I found Stardust on what do you call that? USC. A USC student was looking for a grandmother figure. And see, this young lady, those USC students who are studying theater, we're peers. They need people like me. I need people like them. This young lady, she couldn't have been but 20 as my director, okay? But she was really good. But you never know where this is going to go later on in life. So she auditioned me. She thought I was great. She auditioned a lot of people. I was there. And when she called me for the role, I was very excited. And I also explained to her that I was working on my reel. So she made sure that I had enough material in my scene that I could cut and make a reel. So you help each other out.
Okay, so when you're acting, how do you prepare yourself for, like, someone who is an aspiring actor? How do you prepare yourself for a role? If someone tells you, oh, you're going to be playing I don't know. Why did my mind just went to be playing like a grandma who's a serial killer or something like that. Or did you see the movie Ma?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay. If you were going to be playing a role similar to that, how would you prepare yourself for something in that area? Like, do you go out and do you meet people, or how do you prepare yourself mentally for a big role?
Well, first of all, I would call my acting coach, Mariska Shanice Phillips. She's in New York. And I would tell her what I'm working on, and then she would tell me what to do. Sit down, write a breakdown. How old is the person? Why is the who, what, when, where, and why? Why is this person a serial killer? Find out the character, if she has sisters and brothers. What caused her to become a serial killer, especially at such an old age?
Yeah, to where she decided to go out and... That's weird, but it makes sense. So I'm just going to put this is kind of impromptu. I pulled up your reel, and we're just going to play this right quick of you. It says August 2000. I really liked one where you were auditioning. Let's play this one, and let's see if we can get it to play. It's taking a minute to load. One moment.
Okay. Carol Massenburg, reading for the part of Beth, represented by Dangerfield talent. No, but this is the third time you've asked me that. Is there something I need to know? Am I dying? Well, look, something's going on. Go ahead, just spit it out.
Well, I'm feeling a dark energy in and around you.
In me? Child, I ain't had nothing dark in me since the 60s.
We're going to leave it right there. But I thought that was so hilarious. I'm like, wow. So what was that role for?
She was a psychic.
She was a psychic. Okay, so how did you prepare for that?
She went to a psychic.
Okay, she went to a psychic.
And the psychic told me, I see something dark in you, whatever. And I was like, look, I ain't had nothing dark in me.
But to prepare for that, like, what did you actually, if you received a role, let's say it was a blockbuster movie, it has $1 million budget, and they tell you, we need you to play this role of this lady who went to a psychic. Would you go as far as, now I've watched some stuff where I've seen actresses who say, I'll go see every psychic within a 50-mile radius. Would you go that far to prepare for a role, or would you just contact your manager or the people that you work with to bring that together and figure out how you're going to approach that role?
I would go to a psychic. Yes, I would go to one of those palm readers, and I would smile and be patient, and I would act weak, desperate, like I need her. I would act desperate because I want her to give me all her jive talk, because I don't believe in them. But I wouldn't go in there confident and sure. I would go in there like a weak woman who just can't get it together, so that she can tell me, so that she can talk.
Okay. So it's basically you would still go out and at least kind of play to live in that role before you actually prepare for it and go out and try to portray it. Okay, I get that. I get that. So is there anything else that interesting that you want to tell us about your life in LA? Are you out like doing a Stella Goddess Groove Back thing? Or are you just kind of enjoying everything and taking it in and breathing in your retirement and loving life as it is?
Well, I've been taking a lot of classes, and I don't mind taking classes. And I took a class with a woman named Phaedra Harris.
Okay.
Her class was awesome. I'm not trying to plug her or anything, but her class was about 6 weeks long. And one day on a Monday, she sent all of her students, including myself, an email saying, you are scheduled to appear at Flappers with a 5-minute comedy set. Now, this was Monday, and we were scheduled to appear Friday. What do I know about comedy? So I was able to really pull it off. And my topic was women over 60 and their sexual preferences, their sexual drive. And my director told me, she said, I turned a 5-minute set into 3 minutes. That's how fast I was talking. And she said, I had the audience in the palm of my hand. There was not one curse word, but it was like the promiscuity of women over 60.
Okay, so could you give us a little?
Yes. When I ran on stage, I said, hello, everybody. I'm over 60. I'm retired, and I'm looking for a man with D-cup lips. And then I held my breath so they would know what I'm talking about. D-cup.
Okay.
And I said, I don't want to be with a man who, when you meet a man on the first date over 60, if you meet him on a Monday, by Wednesday, you got to find out if everything's working. You can't you can't wait for months and months later. You got to 3 days, find out if everything's working. If you know what I mean. So
basically, if the car is able to move.
That's right. Don't spend a lot of time whining and dining. Let's get to the point, and things like that. So it's cute.
So I know you said you have a few projects that you're working on, or what have you been doing as far as your personal endeavors?
Well, I completed a screenplay. It's very cute. It's called Cougar.
Okay.
Cougar with a K.
Okay.
And it's really interesting. I don't want to tell too much about it. I've also been working on 1,000-piece puzzles.
Okay. So
and that's very relaxing. I have my hula hoop. I go on my terrace. I blow bubbles. And I'm just enjoying this free time.
Basically just occupying your time doing different things. Now go back to Cougar. I know you don't want to give too much information about it.
Okay.
But Cougar, the name in itself, it says so much. Have you been hooking up since you've been in LA?
No, I've been looking.
You've been looking?
Where are the men my age?
They're everywhere. I mean, there are a lot of places. You just have to know where to look for them. So what do you do as an older woman? Do you jazz yourself up? What are you doing to keep yourself active in the dating field? Like, I wouldn't necessarily relate because I'm celibate, but that's a whole nother subject. But as a woman that's still active, that's still dating, what are you doing to keep yourself, in the field and in competition, because it's a lot of stuff out there that you have to compete with?
Well, first of all, at least 3 of the men I met, they liked me, but they told too much about themselves. The minute they say they're on ADD or they're taking pills, done. I've taken care of myself all this time. Men in their 30s now, they need to get a grip, because one day they're going to be 60.
Yeah.
And they don't really have to deal with a lot of meds, because if you're ADD or post-syndrome, I don't even know what this means, post-traumatic syndrome, you're not the one.
That post-traumatic stress syndrome, that disorder, that can be, there's levels. You can have it where it's mild, or you can have it to where, you wake up and if you touch him while he's asleep, he could wake up swinging on you. So there are a lot of different things that come with that. And yeah.
I want to wake up and go on an audition. I don't want to wake up and be swung at. That's not my field. So
I don't think anybody does.
being the mature one at my job, the waiters and waitresses, if an older gentleman or gentleman came in, they would say to me, Miss Carol, there's a man over there over 60. There was, little, because they know what I'm looking for. And I would say to them, oh, girl, let me go take that table. Let me see if I can tell this Social Security. And they would fall out laughing. And I met a few like that. They were nice.
Okay.
They were from out of town. I didn't know they were from out of town because, you just meet them. So that's it.
It's kind of like, so have you been what's the craziest date you've been on?
Okay, let's see. Here in LA, the craziest one I've gone on, to the movies. I went to the movies with a gentleman. He slept through the whole movie. I think it was prayer closet, the prayer room. Yeah, he slept through the
So
whole
like you're
movie.
watching a movie and you got somebody.
Yeah. And
Did you? Okay, I would have quietly walked out and left him. Did you stay for the whole movie?
I stayed for the whole movie. He was very nice. We took a lift to the movies. We took a lift back. He dropped me off at home, and he went on. Very nice gentleman. I also met him at my job at Roscoe's.
Okay.
And he did. When he woke up, he says something about some meds he had taken. See, here we go with meds again.
And I met someone similar to that. A lot of these people nowadays are heavily doped up. So, and I don't know if it's something that should scare you or if it's something that should make you feel a little bit safe. Like you don't know how to approach that because there's a lot of stigma around mental illness and mental disability. So no, we don't feel a certain way about people who are on medications. It's just the fact age range where she has her own things that she's dealing with. So she's not necessarily trying to pick up somebody in their baggage as well. It's not that she's saying, oh my God, I don't like you because you're on meds. No, do not run with that. You have to be careful what you say. Do not run with that. She's at an age where, maybe if I probably could deal with that because I'm still young. Miss Carol, she doesn't have time for that. She doesn't have the energy for that, to be chasing behind somebody or trying to help them through their highs and their lows. She wasn't around that through her life, so that would be a brand new experience for her. So
Yes.
we wouldn't want to wish that on somebody. It'd be their first time dealing with somebody on the extreme spectrum of ADHD or the extreme spectrum of PTSD, and she has to. Sometimes you have to end up calling the authorities for assistance. And you're actually a very little woman too, so you're like 5'3". You're 5'3", so I can imagine 5'2". Exactly, we're the same height. So it's basically trying. I could see that her trying to control a man, that she just met, or help out a man that she's just met while he's going through an episode. That's not something that we would want her to go through. So yeah, it's nothing against people.
It wouldn't be fair to him either.
Yeah, it wouldn't. It wouldn't, because he would need somebody.
And I take meds. I take high blood pressure medicine and potassium, things like that.
Yeah.
And I know you do it consistently to make sure, it's working.
That doesn't sound like a good combination. Somebody with ADHD or PTSD and somebody with high blood pressure. He's flipping out and you trying to help him, but you falling out too. Like, that's not a good. I can see that bouncing off the walls. That is not going to go well. He reaching for his pills and he got you reaching for yours. That's a mess. I'm sorry, that's too. I have to laugh at myself, but that would be that's a sight to see. That's a sight to see. He's stressing you out, and he go. Oh, that's a mess. So yeah, we definitely understand where you're coming from, Miss Carol. Now, with everything, with your home life, how has your home life changed? Even with, so now with the restaurants and stuff being affected by COVID-19, has that affected, your ability to go out, even on your own, not necessarily on dates? Have you just been in the house? And me personally, I still haven't left quarantine. Like, I've been in the house.
Well, I stayed in the whole month of April, and So it was like a full 4 weeks of April and then the second 2 weeks of May. And when I finally went out, I was just so jittery and nervous and paranoid.
Oh.
It was not necessary to stay in that long. It wasn't.
Yeah.
I overdid it. And I had gained a lot of weight because when I went to put on my jeans to go out, I was just so bloated.
Yeah, I've been dealing with that as well.
And I put on the mask, and then I go out, I walk every day, and I really had to get control of my psyche.
Because
I was letting it scare me.
Oh, so it basically, it had a mental impact towards you. It basically, like, I was thinking about that, like, the world is right now scared of this unseen enemy. You know, it's this unseen menace. You don't know where it's lurking, but you know it's there, and it's like, do I go outside? Do I touch this? Do I wash my hands? Do I spray this person with Lysol?
So what I did, as of, I think the latter part of July, I saw so many classes online, free classes. Every time I attended a class, I would get up at 8:30, shower, and get dressed as if I was going out, and actually sit in front of the computer, all dressed up, ready to take my class.
Oh.
It made me feel better. I even put on perfume.
That's what I do when I go to work. Like, as far as me in quarantine goes, I really haven't been outside, but I don't have a car, and I really don't have money to be going outside. So when I do get enough money to go out and do stuff, I will. But right now, I don't feel like it's worth me to risk my health not to go do nothing.
Right.
It's to risk my health and my time to go do nothing. Like, literally, I would go and take a walk outside. That's about as much as what I have to do right now. But if I do have a car, I would go to the beach and frequent little areas. Yeah, to do something to get out of the house.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But being inside, I have to ask myself every day or every other day, Carol, did you do something today to knock it out the ballpark? Now, what I'm doing today with you, this is awesome. This means I can go 3 days and just sleep and not do anything.
Oh, God.
Every day, I try to make sure I do something strong and significant. Not just something ordinary, but something over the top toward my career that's going to advance me forward.
Okay, so...
And it's an honor to be asked to participate in your show. I'm honored.
I'm honored that you actually signed up to do it. It's really hard for me to find guests who aren't camera shy, number one, who are willing to sit down and let me question them with random questions. These questions were not prepared. So a lot of people do get nervous in that type of situation. They don't know what's going to be said, and they're like, do I trust Toni Talks? You can trust me, you guys. I love you. I would never put you on the spot, okay? I would never put you on the spot. Carol can assign for that. Everyone else that I've interviewed on my show can vouch for that. And, like, is there anything to kind of wrap this up? Is there anything that you would like to add, or you would like to tell any people who are considering career in the entertainment industry?
Prepare for your future. Always, make sure you're working on projects that's going to pay into your Social Security. Always save money, because as long as you're saving, it's your money. As long as you're spending, it's their money.
Yes.
And I noticed that taking SAG classes, that has been
I can't hear you. Hold on one second.
Quite.
One moment.
Okay.
Okay, we're having streaming. Okay, try it again.
The advice I would give actors is, you can always prepare for your future. Pay into your Social Security. You're not going to work right now, at least I didn't, 7 days a week as an actor. There are always 2 or 3 days where you can do something else on the side, another source of income you can make that will help you. You have to pay toward that something, so that when you get a certain age, you can comfortably, Yeah,
you could sit back and you'll have something to sit on instead of being, 80 years old working as a Walmart greeter.
Exactly.
Or something in that area. I know there was an instance where I guess the guy who was on, the Cosby Show or something like that. He got discovered he was working as a checkout person at a grocery store. Yeah, and that was pretty sad. But he got hired by Tyler Perry to do something. So big ups to Tyler Perry for that. He's been really influential in the black community, the the entertainment industry, and swooping up a lot of these actresses and actors who have been out of work, and it's not just because of COVID, just due to discrimination, due to colorism, and a lot of different things that have happened in the industry. So we're going to give him a big ups for that. Woo, woo, woo. There you go. That's as far as good as it's getting. Now, thank you again, Carol. I'm going to give you a second. I'll give you the spotlight. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about, and we're all ears. We're all ears.
Okay, I would like to say LA has been good to me. Thank you very much, LA. But in 2 months, I will be relocating to Atlanta. There's a lot of work going on down there, and I'm just like a gypsy. I gotta follow the work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm comfortable. Like I said, I'm retired. I have all this free time. Okay, I've done my time here in LA. Okay, I'm gonna move on to LA. I'm gonna go to Atlanta and make sure I get my pictures in Atlanta in North Carolina, because there are a lot of good owned Oprah Winfrey Network projects going on in North Carolina. So you have to be in it to win it.
So you're saying you're like a gypsy. So as an actress, an older actress, as an actress in general, you are ready to go like this. You live your life. You ready to go?
Yes, just go.
How do you manage that?
Why sit here? That's how I got to LA. Just up and go. What's holding me back?
You're amazing.
Thank you. That's what they tell me.
You're amazing. So you're going to pick up and go within 2 months. Do you, like, when you pick up and go, do you have the arrangements, have everything already set up to where, or do you just get up, go, stay in a hotel room and figure it out?
Well, actually, April 1st is my anniversary date here in LA. Okay. So April 1st of this year, I was planning to go to Atlanta before COVID hit.
Okay.
April 1st, I had an Airbnb in Atlanta, but I was going to keep the apartment that I have. I was going to stay 3 months.
Okay.
And that's what I was planning to do then. Every April 1st, I plan to take off or do something.
Okay. I can't. Oh my gosh, the thought of it has my head spinning. I just went through a lot of stuff, but you probably have your life way more established than I do. So you're able to do that. I think that's pretty amazing, and we're all going to keep you in our prayers. And hopefully she gets, because that's how I met you. You were auditioning for a role for Oprah, for a show that she had coming up, right?
Yes.
Okay. And, things happen, but at the same time, you have to follow your dreams. She has had great fame. Oh, my God. I want to live forever. That's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
She's been on Stardust. I think something like Lucian. What was the name of it?
I did a play at the Ebell Theater it was last November. It was very nice. It was called Mama's Kitchen. The Mama. It was really a good experience.
So she's been on Mama's Kitchen. She's done commercials. So you're pretty much experienced. You've done, and you're still following your dreams. That is amazing. That's pretty honorable. And I pray to turn on my TV on OWN one day and see Carol Massenburg, playing like this wonderful character.
And you will. Thank you so much. Just put it out there in the universe.
I know, put it out. Just good vibes, good energy.
Yeah, good energy.
Thank you so much to my viewers for watching Live with Toni Talks. This has been amazing. Welcome to Season 2. This is our official first episode for Season 2. Thank you, Carol Massenburg, for giving us your time and your energy. I love you guys. This has been amazing. This lady is she's patient. She is patient. She is amazing. This was fun, and I can't wait to continue on with season 2 of Live with Toni Talks. Thank you guys, and you guys have a wonderful day, okay? Don't hang up, Carol.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
I'm